Hello there everyone, it's me, the J-Man Turtle Man, coming at you with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode review. Hey man, it's the J-Man, and thank you for tuning in because we finally have a brand new episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon! It's amazing, it's phenomenal, it's a miracle. Season 4, episode 23, Tokka versus the World. This was a great start, a great return to Ninja Turtle episodes on Nickelodeon. It had a very classic Ninja Turtle feel to it. I thought very much like the old series. There's a monster, they have to beat it, and happy in the end. That's kind of how it felt to me. Tokka, who we first saw in Season 4 episode 13, The Ever-Burning Fire, returned for her child, who is Chompy, who Raph has been taking care of, and she has returned with a vengeance. If you don't remember Tokka, that's okay. She appeared in an episode called Ever-Burning Fire, which aired all the way back in April in 2016. So if you don't remember her, understandable. So the Turtles find out she's hurtling towards Earth. Also, someone that finds out is the EPF, the Earth Protection Force. We first saw them way back in Season 2 of the episode The Invasion Part 2. Is a military organization founded by the Earth to combat, well, to protect Earth, to combat alien forces, the Krang, Triceratons, etc. And we find out that they are actually being headed by Bishop. Now, Bishop is an Utrom from Dimension X, and he comes to Earth to protect it, to make sure they're doing well, and to send them on their own way, to make Earth protect itself. And then there's this General Griffin, who is such a classic science fiction general bad guy. I really liked the subtle hints at government not really knowing what's going on, incompetent government agents, especially, General Griffith. There's a really cool battle between he and Bishop. In the end, they don't get along. General Griffith is supposed to blow Tokka out of the sky, and Bishop says, no, you can't do that, because Bishop finds out that she's coming back for Chompy, for her child. So, I really like the subtle hint, not so subtle hints to anti-government officials in this episode. Bishop in this series is really interesting. Of course, Bishop showed up first in the 2003 series as a villain in there, a major villain, a really big villain in the later seasons. And the same kind of deal. He ran the Earth Protection Force. He was not an Utrom in that series, actually. But he was out to just rid the Earth of any mutants, aliens, and he was vicious and brutal about it. Some really good plot lines with him and the Turtles in that series, and that's where I think a lot of fans fell in love with him. Later on, he came back in Fast Forward series, where he was actually the president of the Earth. I think that was his title. He was in charge of all Earth. I can't remember his official title, but something like that. Where he became a good guy in the Fast Forward series, and now he's in Nickelodeon series as an Utrom, which is an interesting spin, and also an ally. At first in this episode, he wasn't sure what the Turtles' deal was with dealing with Tokka, but in the end, he helps them out. So really like what Nick is doing with Bishop, and I hope we definitely see more of him. I also hope we see more of the EPF. That's a really cool take on an interesting villainous agency. I don't want to say villainous agency because it's the government trying to protect Earth, but more of a bureaucratic kind of hindrance to the Turtles, I guess. A lot of the episodes from the original series have the Turtles dealing with gangsters, human villains, not all these mutants and aliens and stuff. I really like the human villains and human aspects that they're bringing into them. And again, anti-government stuff is kind of funny. There's some lines that Donnie says that's like, I think he points out to the scientists destroying the crank ships, and he goes, scientists, in quotes. And then, like, the soldiers just start shooting him, and he's like, oh yeah, just shoot what you don't understand. You know, funny, really funny lines in this episode, and I really enjoyed that. Casey Jones in this episode. What a good episode for Casey Jones. Finally, he does something competent. He comes up with not one, but two good ideas. And the line Mr. Splinter says is great. You know, he suggests something, and Mr. Splinter goes, Casey's right. And everyone's taken aback, and Master Splinter goes, yes, you were overdue. Can't help but feel that's how all the fandom felt at that same point. Casey Jones is far overdue for a decent characterization point, or just a decent thing for him to do. And he comes up with two good ideas, but then later on, he and Michelangelo get captured by the EPF, but it is actually Casey Jones that breaks out and kind of helps him. And then Bishop comes on and helps him again. So, but Casey Jones, really good characterization, finally, for Casey Jones. But poor Mikey in this episode, he gets the raw end of the deal. First of all, he gets punched by Raphael in an elevator, which, great nod to the Bay Turtles, the Michael Bay movie Turtles in that elevator scene. I think that scene is pretty self-explanatory what they're going for there. But then later on, he gets almost experimented on by the EPF, and it's kind of dark a little bit in a very lighthearted episode. But poor Mikey, and I feel kind of bad for him. Overall, though, this was a Raphael-centered episode. He's dealing with the fact that he has to get rid of Chompy. You know, he realizes it. Tokka's come to reclaim her baby. Okay, he knows he has to give him up. So he's dealing with that. And Bishop just wants to take him and give him, and Raphael says, no, you're not going to take him. There's a really good scene where Raphael's anger is justified. I like that. I hate it when Raphael just becomes angry for no reason. But in this, his anger was justified by Bishop wanting to take Chompy just directly from him. And so, good episode for Raphael, good episode for Casey Jones. Really enjoyed the characterization in this. Overall, this episode was good. Some interesting things, though, was at the end, Chompy, so Raphael gives Chompy back to Tokka, and she's leaving, but then, you know, Chompy's sad that Raphael is not going to stay with Raphael. But Tokka comes back and gives Chompy back to Raphael. I understand why, you know, it had to have a happy ending. It was everyone's happy, no one got hurt or anything. But she came all that way to get her baby, but then she just leaves and with the baby. I don't know, that seemed a little interesting to me. Maybe that's just me, but it seemed odd. Also about Chompy's size, it was mentioned twice. Michelangelo mentions in the beginning, like, what are you going to do when Chompy gets the size of Tokka? A huge monster thing. And then Splinter says it again, have you thought about what you're going to do when Chompy gets gigantic? And Raphael's reaction is, meh, I'll just deal with it. It'll be years, meh, whatever. Weird. I cannot feel that maybe there's some foreshadowing there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me that felt that. But I wonder if maybe next season, season 5, there'll be something with Chompy getting big, or just dealing with that. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. This show is interesting that way, but interesting things to note there. Tokka versus the World. A decent episode, a lighthearted episode, like I said, but I felt like it was a good return to Ninja Turtles, new episodes of Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon. Decent emphasis on Raphael and Casey Jones and the EPF, a cool kind of intro to them. Simple plot, simple story with an odd ending, Tokka just letting Chompy stay. But, and not really a lot to do with the main storyline, with the whole Super Shredder thing. But I know we'll get into that soon. So, but, again, I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best. So I'm going to say 68% D+. Believe it or not, folks, we actually have another new episode of Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon next week, February 12th. And the description is that the title is called Tale of Tiger Claw. And the description is a dangerous female mutant by the name of Alopex appears with a personal vendetta against Tiger Claw. Interesting there. So we learn about Tiger Claw's backstory, hopefully a little bit. I really like Tiger Claw. I think he's a cool villain, a cool character that Nick has created. And we get the introduction of Alopex in the Nick series, which I'm super excited about. Of course, Alopex was first introduced in the new IDW series. That's comic books, IDW comic books. In fact, you should check out my video review I did of issue 66, which is very focused on Alopex. So check out that video review and let me know what you think about it. Thank you guys for watching this episode review. Please let me know what you think about this episode. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, let me know. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. And always follow me on Instagram. So, till next time, I'm the J-Man Turtle Man saying cowabunga.